The Audi A3 packs a lot of premium content into its compact four-door body and also features spry handling and strong performance. The A3's cabin is snug but is outfitted with a large infotainment display and a digital gauge cluster, among other luxury and convenience features. A 201 horsepower turbocharged 2.0-liter four-cylinder is standard, and Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system is optional. So let's look at 10 reasons why you should buy the 2023 Audi A3. Instead of building two separate cars that feature two different names, Audi has kept it classy and decided to offer their A3 in two different body styles. Either a four-door sports sedan or a four-door hatchback called the Sportback. Both cars offer virtually the same amount of interior room, but the main differences come into play in the cargo area. The A3 sedan has a trunk capacity of 10.9 cubic feet, while the A3 Sportback has 13.4 cubic feet of room at its disposal. These figures grow even more in size with the seats folded flat. Sure, 201 horsepower is just a handful of power, especially considering it's less than some commuter SUVs have. That said, the Audi A3 has some unique attributes that allow it to drive as great as it looks. Take, for instance, Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system. Although it's optional on all Audi A3 models, we'd highly recommend adding it to your cart. In turn, the all-wheel drive Audi A3 can reach 60 miles per hour in just 6.1 seconds. Regardless, even if you were to stick with the front-wheel drive platform, the same can happen in 6.6 seconds. It's also worth mentioning that both variants of the Audi A3 tackle tight B roads surprisingly well with a lively character. Let's take a break from the numbers game for a moment and appreciate what Audi did to the A3's design. They didn't redefine what the A3 is, and we praised them for that. They took what they had, modernized it, especially on the inside, and gave it back to us with proud grins on their faces. All A3 models come in wacky colors, no matter the trim level, and since there are two body styles to choose from, you're also not too limited when it comes down to taste. But most of all, we seriously can't get over the sexy LED lights Audi fitted the A3 with. Let's first talk about design, then we'll move over to what it all does. Audi modernized the A3's exterior, but they completely revitalized its interior. The previous generation A3's interior was sublimely built, but it was starting to look a tad outdated. Yes, there is a sea of touchscreens, and yes, there is rather a bit of shiny piano black pieces scattered across the cabin, but it all fits so well. Don't even get us started on the seats tough. They're exactly what you'd expect from Audi, and they don't disappoint at all. Audi's digital gauge cluster, called Digital Cockpit, is the talk of the town. It's been the highlight of all previous Audi models, and this time around, it's certainly no different. To make the taste even sweeter, all Audi A3 models come standard with a 10.3-inch digital gauge display, while a slightly larger 12.3-inch is optional. Just because the gauge cluster gets treated to some fancy amenities doesn't mean the rest of the interior remains untouched. A 10.1-inch infotainment touchscreen display also comes as standard, and with it comes various drive mode selectors as well as wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Of course, a turbocharged four-cylinder engine that receives some help from a hybrid system isn't revolutionary, but the figures the Audi A3 manages to achieve are mind-boggling. All-wheel drive models should achieve 28 miles per gallon in the city and 36 miles per gallon on the highway. But the front-wheel drive models turn things up even more. They ought to garner 29 miles per gallon in the city and 38 miles per gallon on the highway. We've already touched on some standard features of the Audi A3, like its digital gauge display and infotainment system, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. All A3 models have electrically adjustable heated front seats and leather upholstery. That said, its main talking point is the great extent of safety features that come as standard. Some of these systems include automatic emergency braking, automatic high beams, and lane keep control. Once again, there is always a reason why so many people consider German cars to be luxurious and superior in quality in comparison to other American-built cars. For example, apart from their interior, German cars often have a smooth, forgiving ride. Such is the case with the Audi A3. The front of the Audi A3 features a pair of strut coil springs, while the rear exists of multi-link rear coil springs. These two combined allow the A3 to drive blissfully without sacrificing any sporty nature. In other words, it provides the best of both worlds. The 2023 Audi A3 starts at $34,900. Sure, that might be a rather hefty premium to pay, but then again, the new A3 is everything but an ordinary little commuter hatchback. It's fast, fun looks, enticing, extraordinarily well-built, and much more special. The compact semi-performance car segment isn't stupendously large, but the Audi A3 certainly dominates it. Take, for instance, the BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe. It's universally ugly, almost on par with the A3 performance-wise, but its all-wheel drive variant costs nearly $40,000. Then we have the Mercedes-Benz A-Class. North America never had a chance to enjoy the A-Class hatch, so they missed out on the hot A45S hatch. Whether the A-Class is a better all-rounder than the Audi remains a futile argument, since it costs significantly more and provides considerably less in return. To conclude, the 2023 Audi A3 might be one of the best bang-for-your-buck new cars on the market today.